Coming to you from the Loading Ready Run orbiting underground moon base, it's the LRRcast!
Just because Graham is doing it doesn't mean I'm any more happy about it.
I feel like it would be playing favorites if.
Oh yeah, I can't. I can't be like, oh, this is way better than normal.
You're not supposed to join in, Kathleen. You're supposed to sigh deeply and roll your eyes.
No way, are you kidding me?
Hey everybody, it's the LRRcast.
Woo!
Yay!
I'm Graham and I'm here.
I'm James and I'm here.
I'm here.
And
I am here and I am Paul.
All right, so Graham, Paul, James, and one unknown
are here.
I'm a ghost.
Are here to answer your questions.
She's a
Damn
ghost.
it, they keep going away.
Why do they keep going away?
Because I keep navigating away from them, I guess.
Oh, well, stop doing that then.
It's true.
Should we just jump right in?
I think we should. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot.
So we cycle where we solicit questions from, and this week was Facebook week, and we asked some people on the Facebox to ask us some questions, and they did. So
they asked us many questions.
Heck, let's go for it.
Okay.
Do it up, James.
Taylor says, if money was no object, what Magic the Gathering formats would you play, why, and what decks would you try to construct? All of them, because I could, and all of them again. Those would be my answers. Literally, if no money was object, I would just build every deck.
Yeah.
Well, if money was no object, I would build like stupid combo decks that still win because they have like power 9 in them as well as the stupid combo.
So
yeah,
vintage?
that's fair.
No, but like
Legacy?
not an actually good vintage deck.
Yeah,
but a deck that is like a terrible deck, but it just has such overpowered cards in it, it wins anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because that's the only way you can play one of those fun decks and actually like legitimately try and win.
Yeah,
I'm on board.
Yeah, I wouldn't change. I'd just keep playing what I play with the decks I play, because just because I had money wouldn't mean I would have more time to play those formats.
You can foil them out.
Theoretically, if money is no object, then
like
you have
cards.
you have enough money to do whatever you want with your life.
I just draft more.
Making all sorts of crazy cubes.
I would also make sure to buy... Ooh, yeah, lots of cubes. Well, see, I would buy a playset of every card times like 15 or 20. Whoa. Because I'm lazy and I don't want to be like, well, there's this deck I want to make, but it has a card from another deck.
To build that machine that we joked about Paul having in one of the episodes of Hustle that just like sorts all the cards.
Yeah, and just be able to type in a deck list and the cards pop out. And they're all pre-sleeved. Oh, yeah, okay.
Pre-sleeved.
Done. Eric would like to know how many dill pickles you've eaten over your lifetime, for science.
Probably a lot.
As few as I can.
Yeah.
I don't
dill is the worst.
Like complete dill pickles?
Never, because I bite one and I'm like, oh, it's dill.
Yeah.
I'm going to say at least 50.
I thought it was a sweet pickle.
Yeah, sweet pickles are good. Gherkins? Hell yeah.
Gherkins.
Yeah.
Gherkins are the shit.
My number of pickles, very low.
I encountered a dill gherkin the other day, and I was like, what kind of inhuman monster?
Crossbreeding bullcrap is that?
Okay.
Boo. Do you have something to say to that?
No.
Okay. Peter, wedding preparation is going well, but he would also like to know if anybody is excited for the FTL update on April 3rd.
I don't play fast.
I don't play it either.
It looks really hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I was talking to Cam about it, and there's some stuff that he was talking about that sounded kind of like straight up bullshit.
Yeah, kind of unfun.
He was
like apparently, like as you get near the end, there's some stuff that is just like, oh, by the way, you're dead now.
Yeah, or
if you roll this, you're dead.
He actually said he would have preferred a screen that was just like, oh, we rolled and you lost the game, rather than a roll happening and like something happening to your ship that was so crippling that there was no way that you could actually continue, but not killing you. So you're just like,
so it just sits there mocking you.
Great. Yeah, he was gonna play FTL on his stream and then was testing it out here, just sort of playing around, and then decided that no, it was absolute. I think he said rampaging horse shit, and decided not to. I
would make the title of his stream very apt.
That's true. That's true.
All right, Tony is up next as an aspiring writer, aspiring writer for crime.
Maybe he is inspiring.
Yeah, it's true.
Or is inspiring rotor.
Yes, working full-time and being a full-time student. I was wondering how, before this became a job, you balanced everything without losing your minds. I mean,
we did less stuff.
We did less stuff, yeah. We've taken on more as time has allowed us, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do this much stuff and all have full-time jobs 5 years ago, because that would be insane and we would have lost our minds.
I mean, the nice thing about Loading Ready Run is it does allow us to a lot of flexibility in terms of sort of scaling up and down the amount of work that we have to do or want to do.
Yep.
And so, once we started doing it full time, we started taking on more projects, and as more people came on full time, we were like, hey, we can have another thing happening. We can do streaming now, or we can do whatever.
Yeah. When I was working full time at Inside Network and prepping and like doing LRR and like prepping for Strip Search, I almost died. So don't do it.
Mm-hmm. There we go. David asks, have we played the My Little Pony CCG?
I have not.
I have not. I didn't know there was one.
Is it an official thing?
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, why are we wasting our time in Magic? Is there a My Little Pony online?
Is there a pro tour?
Yeah. Call me when there's a pro tour.
Is there,
the MLPPT?
Would I want to be pictured at the MLPPT?
I think you would.
Probably.
How do you feel about the district of Maple Ridge becoming the city of Maple Ridge? Ask Ian.
That's a very local.
That's
question.
a very local, and it's not even local really
Good
to us.
Good for Maple Ridge.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.
I feel like they should have some kind of parade or something.
I guess.
And then celebrate by enacting a bunch of laws that they couldn't have enacted before.
Yeah.
Even if they're totally weird and arbitrary.
Mason is sort of wondering how Twitch streaming is going. Is it paid for itself regarding actually covering your time spent streaming, or is it still a lost leading labor of love? No, it covers its costs.
I think it's paid
It
for
covers
itself.
it covers the cost of the equipment, and it's covering the cost of I mean, we do spend a lot of I think as in an hourly rate, it's probably not that great, but
yeah.
So that's the case with basically everything we do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
can it be a slightly profitable labor of love?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go with that. I'm not saying it's we're not
we aren't actively out of pocket on it.
When you look with that specific aspect of what we do.
Have
exactly.
but have we earned back all the streaming equipment we bought yet?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's tricky. We aren't actually into the money.
Black?
We aren't actually into the money from
The most recent payment we've received was for November.
Yeah, because
Right.
they pay.
So we aren't actually in the money from Twitch from when we actually started streaming seriously.
So technically, we've made very little.
It was.
I think it's December.
We haven't got January yet.
Yeah,
So-
and January is when
but
we officially started the streaming.
We know what
thing.
we are
So we should be
expecting
getting
to
more
receive.
ad revenue and
Yeah.
stuff. but yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's been going well.
been very good.
That said, tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Also, Mason also currently is using the screen grab of Alex holding the dick butt sign as his photo for Facebook.
Nice.
It's just a little weird. All right, Ben asks, I think one of my favorite questions in a while. Okay. This might be a little morbid, but if your significant other, or if a significant other Loading Ready Run member died, would you prefer to get them back Pet Cemetery style, or holographic AI with their memories style?
Oh, definitely holographic AI.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, how about the one that isn't a horror movie?
No, I'm going Pet Cemetery.
No, we're going total Red Dwarf. That'd be fantastic.
Pet Cemetery.
Can you imagine me as a hologram?
They're possessed by a demon, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem good.
Yeah.
And they're partially decomposed.
Yeah, it's like Paul gets killed and then comes back and is like, yes, I am Paul.
It could lead to some good videos, new material. True.
It's true.
They weren't actively
But the thing
evil.
is, demons are famously bad at learning lines.
Are they?
true.
Okay, that's fair. I did not know that about demons. So. All right. Joseph.
Am I on my mark?
I mean, this was 3 hours ago, so we might not be able to help you. He asked, what should I have for lunch? And what did you have for lunch? I haven't actually eaten lunch yet. So what do you guys have for lunch?
Joseph, you should have tacos.
Tacos.
I had a grilled cheese sandwich.
And
I had a BLT.
I had pizza.
all right. Nicholas would like to know if we poo.
Yes.
Yes, everybody poops.
I'll send you a Twitter update next time I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cole, this is a question, I guess, for Kathleen, because he is wondering about the octopus painting in your...
He has a lot of questions about that painting.
Yeah, he wants to know where it's from.
That is a actually limited edition print. It's not a painting by a UK-based artist called Barnaby Ward. I don't think that specific colorway is still in print, but I got my print at inprint.com, INPRNT.
He links all his stuff from his site, which is
it's barnabyward.co.uk.
No, it's not. It's not.
No?
It's some field.
Yeah, if you Google Barnaby
Ward, because I know how to spell that.
All right, there you go.
And you will be able to find his site and his store. They get a lot of questions about that.
I know he's done prints of that in a different color scheme since then, but I think your specific one is probably sold out. But who knows?
That's cool. All right. Next up, Lori asks, do we have a rundown of who will be in attendance at LRRCon? Well, hopefully you guys. Of the crew, yeah.
The other day, Beej was like, hey, about LRRCon, should I book a hotel for that? And I was like, dude.
You should. But he really should. Jesus.
But no, I was
Where's he going to stay? The lobby? That's just awkward.
But I was like, boy, I think we should make sure that, like, Beej and Cam and Alex know.
Yeah, like Beej, Cam, Alex, and Jer all plan on being there.
And Matt?
I don't know if Matt hasn't given me a straight answer yet. I texted him like a couple weeks ago. Actually, I should follow up and find out. I'm sure he will be there because he can actually just drive down like that morning if he wanted to and drive back.
Our plan is for everyone who has a show on Loading Ready Live.
Yes,
we'll be there.
Basically, I mean,
and Matt.
It's just easier to say. Hopefully Matt.
And hopefully Matt.
But our plan right now is the four of us and Beej and Cam and Alex and Jer.
Yes.
Yeah.
They will be there. Is Kathleen, in fact, the vector for the zombie plague?
No, I'm better now.
Kathleen gotten it pretty bad, but no, I think we got it from Alex originally.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a big one. I've seen on Twitter that a lot of you have Fitbit Flexes now, and since I've just finished destroying my old Fitbit, I'm wondering if it's worth the upgrade or if it's helping your own, or if it's helping your own keep active routines.
Your own keep active routine.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not so much. It's weird. Like the step counter. This is for me personally. I use it differently than Kathleen. The step counter is nice. For me, it's like, okay, cool. I can see that I've been more or less active on given days. I like it for the sleep tracking just because I think that data is entertaining. But mostly, I like it for the app, which I guess you don't strictly speaking need the actual device for. But I like it for the sort of the calorie tracking. And it's like, oh, you weigh this much and you burn this many calories simply by being alive, and then you've burned this many more calories by the walking that you've been doing today, but then you enter your food and you've eaten this many calories, so this is sort of where you're on towards your plan to be losing weight or whatever. I think that's neat. So no, you do need this because otherwise it doesn't know how much you're moving around.
You do need that.
So yeah, I don't use it so much for the keeping active. I use it more for the trying to take in less calories. And I just
sort of
but you
codifying how active you currently are.
That you could do without a Fitbit though.
But it doesn't actually because then it wouldn't know how active I am being.
No, but there's apps that you can say like I walked probably 60 minutes a day.
Ever going to track that? I'm never.
No, but you're having to track the food though, right?
But I barely remember to do that.
Oh, okay.
I like it for the keeping active thing. I make it a personal goal to be at the top of my Fitbit friends list.
Yeah, you use it more sort of like. Oh,
remember to be active.
I'm at 9,500 steps. Time to pace around the apartment at 11:30 at night to make sure I get my last 500 steps.
Yeah.
Like that's like a very that's like a goal for you. Whereas I love delicious data, especially when it's presented nicely. And so I like okay, so if I want to lose this much weight between this point and this point, then I have to have a deficit of this many calories a day, and if I eat this and eat this, I've walked this much that, oh, hey, I can have a beer and be totally fine. So, all
right. We started listening to Big Giant Circles thanks to you. Nice. Do you have any recommendations of a similar vein? Anamanaguchi is very, very, very good. Very, very small circles. Very, very good. I'm a big fan of, Anamanaguchi. What are some other chiptune artists?
I don't listen to that many besides Jimmy.
Crap. I'm trying to remember. Zircon.
I wouldn't call Bradley a chiptune artist. He just does cool chiptune stuff for us.
Yeah. Check out Zircon. Zircon's
Freeze
cool.
Pop is sort of chiptune.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's a band that we were listening to with Andrew. It was like something like Unicorn Rainbow Explosion or something like that. That was actually really good, but they had a silly name.
I love that game.
Justin would like to know our favorite Homestar Runner video.
Oy.
I don't even know.
So many.
It's been so
So
long.
long.
It's so long ago, and there's so many of them, and I haven't watched them recently. So
Strong
really
bad
like
emails. There's some real classic strong bad emails.
I like the email for virus.
Mm,
The
that
one,
one-
that's
the one
a good
where
one.
it goes widescreen partway through.
That one is pretty neat. Yeah.
And yeah, my mouth was a broken JPEG.
And like the fun, like the whatever 200, not 200, but the one of the, I think it was actually the last Strong Bad email they did, the one where it's like Strong Bad taking back over from Homestar.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
My favorite
Quite
line
good.
from the virus one, because Bubs puts down Strong Bad's computer, and he's like, "What'd you do to my computer? It's in a better place now, Strong Bad. Or rather, it's in the same place, but now it's got a big hole through it."
Good times.
yeah. All right, Vicky. Are there any
So
characters or segments that never quite took off, or that you'd hope to do more of but couldn't for whatever reason?
So ones that that we did actually do, but just didn't.
Yeah,
turn
I
out
think
the
I
way-
think things that we did but never
Clicked.
or went anywhere. I mean, there's a couple like pilot-y shows that we've done over the years that not many people have seen.
I was trying to think about like videos that we did that we were thinking that could sort of become series, but didn't end up turning out the way we were hoping.
I mean, we don't really
We don't usually
like we don't approach especially a sketch in the mindset of where can this character go in the future, right? I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes we like with something with like Johnny, but Johnny had like an arc. I mean, the story guy had an arc.
Yeah, I mean, Story Guy wasn't originally going to be that. I mean, that was just a random thing.
I know it's because when
Like-
you're writing a sketch, you're writing for the completion of the sketch. So
Yeah.
you're not really trying to think. You're not trying to write a short backdoor pilot. But it's more common that you have a character that has unusually long legs and they keep cropping up, like the "Come on down, today's discount something" or whether that guy.
Yeah,
has
usually
come into more videos than we thought we'd see him in.
it usually works the other way. Yeah, things that things that we didn't think would be recurring things then sort of become because we got kind of interested in them.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we don't really go into something. I think the implication of the question is that we're like, let's do a video with this guy, and then
we could
do this character could then da 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 da, which we never think about.
No.
I mean, I think like when I wrote the first whole story video, I sort of had the idea that maybe that could be a series.
Yeah.
So occasionally we do that, but I mean
It
that one
works.
actually turned out quite well.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right. Aiden asks, favorite historical civilization?
Ooh.
The Romans
Is that
for you, Graham?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's probably there's a lot of stuff relating to sort of feudal era Japan that I think is really cool from like political standpoints. Not like it's cool because they're samurai, which is also cool, but that's not why. But yeah, it's got to be the Romans, especially the Romans in the Romans in Britain in Gaul and Britain and that sort of region. I really like that era.
Some water.
I can't get out.
I can go get you some water if you want. Okay. Kathleen's gonna go get some water so that she doesn't die. Wait, what's your answer?
I don't have one.
Okay, Kathleen
Paul?
doesn't have one.
I mean, the Romans are pretty good
Romans are pretty good.
historically, and I do like the sort of the Greek stuff. I mean, I've always been fascinated by like Greek mythology and things. I don't know. I was like, especially a lot of these sort of older civilizations, they always seem to have much more interesting mythology and theology than our current set. Our current setup is very boring.
Step it up.
What I love, of course, is that famous scene in Life of Brian. What did the Romans ever do for us? And it's like, well,
yeah. Well, I mean, there's a whole BBC series about that.
Yeah, which was called "What Did the Romans Ever Do for Us?" after the Life of Brian sketch, and it was like, well, the Romans in Britain basically laid the figurative. The figurative. Why can't I pronounce that word properly?
Figurative.
Figurative. Anyway, the figurative and literal foundations upon which the country is based, basically, which is pretty cool.
All right.
All right, what you got?
Moonbase has no clean cups, so I just went and stood until I had to stop coughing.
All right.
Chris, number one question. Most embarrassing moment in Loading Ready Run history. Your most embarrassing moment
Whenever
in
I go
Loading
back
Ready
and I
Run
edit a video
history.
and I can see how bossy I'm being off camera, I hate it. That's my most embarrassing moment. So it happens every other week about.
I'm trying to think if there was. It's weird. It's like there's things that I have done that might be considered embarrassing that I wasn't embarrassed about at the time because it was offset by how funny I knew it would be. Like the bit at PAX where we were all in the shower together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't embarrassing. Like, I mean,
No, that's the thing. Like, I don't think it was embarrassing. Like, it might have been embarrassing, but it was
I feel like
too funny and perfect for the video that I wasn't embarrassing at all.
Yeah,
but,
I mean-
but I can see how that could have been embarrassing to somebody.
For me, public stuff.
it's the public
tends,
stuff,
tends,
right?
tends
yeah.
to be more. Like the, I mean, it didn't turn out too, didn't end up being too badly, but the Crime and Punishment, where we were up at UVic, and I had to talk very loudly about horribly murdering a prostitute. It was there weren't really any people around, so it was kind of okay.
But it was just a public space.
or also other situations where we get people in our videos who aren't our friends, can be can be a little bit nerve wracking, or sort of you feel really nervous about taking up too much of their time and sort of you're trying to sort of do everything as quickly as possible while still also getting what you need and trying to sort of look professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Favorite toy as a kid. This is also from Chris.
Lego.
Yeah, probably just my Legos.
Yeah.
old
Transformers I was big into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lego. Those oh man. Battle Beasts.
Oh, Battle Beasts are the boss. I love Battle Beasts.
Yeah. Although if you actually look at them, they're not that impressive.
Great.
They're just all they can do is move their arms.
Yeah, I know.
But they had the little things on their chest that you could change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
James,
cool.
Yeah.
what was yours?
Lego.
Oh.
Yeah.
Paper and pencil crayons.
Snoopy.
Well, yeah. But I got that later.
All right. James asks, what is your favorite pie? Apple blackberry. Done. Moving on.
Apple Blackberry is pretty solid.
It's so good.
I got
Apple blackberry with some ice cream is the best thing in the world.
You know what? Chicken pot.
Well, I mean, okay, let's whittle it down to dessert pies because I think that's what he's going for.
Yeah.
I do also like
Lemon meringue?
coconut cream pie.
Probably lemon meringue for me.
Lemon
It's
meringue.
close though.
Coconut cream. Okay.
Yeah, but the apple blackberry is
Blackberry
is
is
very
a
solid.
strong-
Apple
choice.
blackberry and then pumpkin is basically right below that.
You know, the older I get, the less I like pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin's so good.
Still love it.
Yep, pumpkin's the best.
All right.
I don't know.
All right, can we? There we go. Matt, can we have more guy with the cell phone episodes?
Guy with the cell phone man.
Guy with the cell
What would
phone.
he
man.
do?
Maybe I
don't know. I
could see
feel
him
like-
showing up in like a rapid fire, or a crap shots or
Yeah.
something. I don't feel like he's got a lot of legs in terms of different things that he could do.
It's basically
That's
just,
fair.
It would just be sort of more of the same joke,
Which I
is
guess
not.
is fine.
But I could totally see him showing up in a crap shots or a rapid
Yeah.
fire or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do we still get emails into the fail mailbox?
Oh God, probably. I actually haven't checked it in like forever.
All right, there we go.
Ooh,
I wonder
Uh-oh.
if it's still actually like active.
should be.
Jim asked, how much improv experience do the Doctors Lure have? Any tips on what makes good improv besides the usual yes and listening for offers, etc.?
Jer has the I was going to say Jer has the most. Beach
probably is the
has
most.
the most, being that he is still actively, running Synaptic Chaos Theater, which is the improv troupe that he and Ian
And our friend Dan.
other friends. Oh yes, and Dan are in
With some other people.
and they do sort of like conventions and stuff. And then Jer was in the Impromaniacs for a little while, which is a improv troupe in town here, and I just sort of did it as a hobby in high school. So differing amounts of experience.
So since you're the only person here who
Hey.
has done a lot of
So
improv, what's
tips
your best
other than
tip?
the usual less and listening for offers?
Here's a tip. It's always more embarrassing not to play along than just to do it.
Yeah.
The one I mean, I'm more of a, shall we say, enthusiastic spectator of
improv, yeah.
improv. But the one I've heard, my brother was actually big into improv and doing classes and stuff. And one of the things he was talking about is being clever is actually not that important in improv.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing one of these things where you're like different people are coming on stage or something and you're standing on the sidelines and somebody says something and you have a great line, don't just come on and say that line, because then you're stuck on stage. What you get trained in improv is to, what to do after that, right? To continue going on. You can't just sort of be a clever, funny person who comes up with one-liners. That works sometimes in improv, but to really do a sustained game, you need more than that.
Yeah, I can fall into that occasionally. Which is, I was talking to after I was on stage once with Synaptic Chaos Theater, and I was talking to them afterwards. I was talking to Dan, and I was like, "Hey, like how did I do? I'd love some feedback." And he was like, and he said it was really good, but that what he found interesting as an observation, and it's probably because I am more used to doing sketch comedy and the kind of style that we do, is that I tend to play towards a resolution, or like I will try to set things up, and I don't know that I'm doing this, and it's fine. It's actually okay in improv as long as the other people can sort of go with it. But I have a tendency that I can sort of try to set things up because I can sort of see where I think that the scene going would be funny, rather than just trying to let the scene become its own thing.
Right.
Because
so
I'm
trying to sort of control it a little bit too much.
Yeah, maybe. And this is according to him, and he was being very honest with me. Not enough that it made the scene bad or sort of hindered the other performers, but it was just sort of a different style that he wasn't used to. Because I'm sort of like, oh, well, we have this much setup, so obviously it should go in this kind of direction.
Right. And I can see that, writing a lot of scripts and stuff would definitely lead into that. Yeah. Interesting.
All right. Adam asks, if you had to work at one of Dave's businesses, which would it be? I don't remember them, so.
Well, none of them are real also.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that's really the point.
Dave only runs an accounting firm, so I guess I'd work at that one.
I definitely don't want to work at Dave's Palace of Meat.
No, I don't want to work there.
I wouldn't want to work as Dave's PR manager.
No.
Oh, actually,
who presumably hired this guy in the first place.
I would work at the tutor costume /
tutoring
center. Yeah. Is your kid real dumb? Fix them up or just dress them up like Henry VII.
What about the
you would I take it you would be in the dressing up part?
I can do the tutoring part.
What about the stuffing animals and stuffed animals open air market or whatever it was? Because you get stuffing, which is delicious, animals, which are cute, and stuffed animals, which you can cuddle.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Story. If the actual animals aren't into cuddling.
I would not want to work in an open air market though, because I get cold.
All right, next up, how did your interview with Uwe Boll come about?
Well, I think we emailed him.
We emailed him? Yeah.
All right.
He was shooting a video
or a movie.
Shooting a movie
Vancouver, right?
In Vancouver.
Well,
he also lives in Vancouver.
Yeah. He was just living there. It was I can't remember how it got started actually. It was something to do with the
Were you doing it ostensibly with the newspaper?
No, not really. No, it was so he did that thing, that promotion where he would fight people.
Yeah.
Right.
And I entered that. And I think that's how the line of communication got opened. And then because he ended up fighting Lotax from Something Awful.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, hey, I'm going to be in town. Can we interview you? I want to talk to you about this stuff. And because, I know why. Because I was going to go interview him for the paper when he was in town here.
Right.
Shooting Dungeon Siege up in East Souk Park.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, we're here. And I'm like, okay. And Morgan and I got on a bus and got completely turned around and couldn't find him. And it was a complete crapshoot. And it never came together. And I was like, what happened? And they're like, oh, sorry, everything was messed up. And I emailed him and he's like, yeah, we're downtown right now in a club. And I'm like, what? And so then I followed up from that and was like, could I come and interview interview you in Vancouver. And then, yeah, we met up at a Starbucks and they were like, don't film here. And I was like, all right. So we went and sat under a tree in a park.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Is pizza always the option to choose when you get the chance? Yes
No.
or yes?
No.
Well, that's the question.
That's the question. Is yes or yes? It says right
I'm
there.
a contrarian. No.
Well, I'm gonna go with the yes and the question mark.
So, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to go with that because it's yes.
Yeah.
If you want it.
Yeah.
Because there are times when I do not want pizza.
Yeah. True story.
And there are times when there are just better things than pizza available.
True story. All right. Sam asks, of the crew, who looks most like a celebrity doppelganger? And or favorite breed of dogs? I like how he's giving us the choice to do both or the other one. Or you could do both, and I'm going to do both.
Oh, I thought it was who looks like their favorite breed of dog.
Yeah, it's... Okay, so I don't really think anybody on the crew looks like any famous celebrity.
No.
Yeah, James and Jeff Goldblum.
I don't even...
I don't know if that really works anymore.
It doesn't really work, and like it only... all they make me do is just put on some black rimmed glasses.
Well,
Now say must go faster, must go faster.
I feel like both of you have changed. Like that was like over the 10 years or so.
It's like must go faster, must go faster.
You do look good.
It's not bad.
Those glasses, they're a little small for your head, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Celebrity doppelganger.
I don't think any of us. No.
I
especially.
certainly do not look like anybody.
All right, favorite breed of dog. I mean, golden retrievers. It's the easy answer, but they're awesome dogs. So.
I'm a big fan of corgis.
Yeah, corgis are sweet.
Standard poodle.
Standard poodle.
Like those big black ones.
They're real smart.
Are there dogs that aren't a pain in the ass?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
One of those.
You like corgis.
They're cute, but
You
they're
know you
apparently
do.
quite willful.
So is our cat.
No, he's sweet.
Okay.
All right, Cody says, which do you like better, Game of Thrones, the TV series, or A Song of Ice and Fire, the book series?
Given my exposure, the TV series.
Yeah, TV series.
Given my exposure, neither.
I have not read the books.
No, I have not read the books either. But
All right.
I do enjoy the TV series.
The TV series are awesome. What is your favorite sci-fi fantasy RPG universe, i.e. Shadowrun, Battletech, Greyhawk? I mean, Greyhawk is sort of like, well, not Greyhawk. Like
Does 40K count?
Yeah.
RPG.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it's a fantasy RPG universe.
I've
40K
said this
universe
before.
is cool.
I love 40K because of how insane it is.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
so
amount of
stupid.
effort they put into making it ridiculous is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I love it.
Like, I don't know, Forgotten Realms. I mean,
Apparently, I was just reading. There's a huge, big controversy in the 40K
no, there's not.
fan world. Well, because apparently in like the last 2 years or so, they've like retconned a ton of stuff.
Oh yeah.
That they like a bunch of new people have come in, and they in the latest edition, a bunch of stuff has been sort of retconned and changed, and people are like, "Meh."
So
Anyway.
there's a subreddit that Paul introduced me to that I love called, because there's the Ask Science subreddit, which is a very serious, like no jokey answer subreddit about scientific questions, and then there's Ask Science Fiction.
It's a great subreddit.
Which is a fantastic subreddit that the idea is that you're meant to be giving in-universe answers
Or
to these questions. Or
they say not breaking the fourth wall answer. So the answer isn't like because the author is a dick.
Yeah. So the only problem being is that they've had to tell 40K fans to just cool it a little bit because there's a lot of 40K questions, and usually it's like, hey, what would happen if, say that I'm a imperial whatever, and then this sort of thing happens, and then the top comment will be like to speak of such things are heresy. You have been detained by the the Inquisition. It's like, no,
it's
just
tricky to do
answer
stuff
the
in
question.
universe when part of the universe is that asking questions results in heresy.
Yeah, exactly. So, but there's some very entertaining stuff on there. One of my favorite ones recently is like, okay, so I'm a Jedi, and through some sort of alternate universe portal, I have landed on Holy Terra, which is Earth, in the 40K universe. How do I get home? And the general consensus is, A, you are screwed because you're on like the highest security place in the human empire, and you're just a Jedi, which is cool, but you can't fight everyone. And 2, you're also crumpled to your knees screaming constantly, because you remember how Alderaan gets destroyed, and Obi-Wan's like, ooh, I need to sit down for a second. That's happening every day on planet Earth. Thousands of souls every day are sacrificed to the God King. So it's like, yeah, Jedi's going to have a bad
and like
time.
billions of people are dying all the time.
Yeah.
It's a bad universe.
Yeah.
All right, Cody. Last question from Cody is: if you could choose 3 board games that everyone should own instead of Monopoly, what would they be?
What's wrong with Monopoly?
Monopoly's the worst.
It's an easy question.
Sorry. I like Sorry a lot. And it's not just because it's a Canadian thing.
Sorry.
Okay.
But Sorry is one of those games where, for some reason, the vagaries of how it's designed or whatever, it almost always ends up being a very close game because people, fall backwards and go forwards and all this stuff. So I liked it a lot.
Betrayal?
I have not played that.
Betrayal's good.
It's a betrayal at the house on the hill.
But it's really...
Oh, yeah,
it's,
Yeah, but the thing is, Monopoly is for kids, so you need to think of like an easier, like kids level kind of.
Monopoly.
I mean, you don't need to think of it as kids level, but Betrayers is almost like...
To adult.
Is it not?
I don't know if Monopoly is really
Is it
for
not
kids.
a board game?
No.
Was the question not board games?
Yeah,
No, it works.
but
No, it works.
I
That's fine.
guess. I guess everybody has a
I
copy
don't know.
of Monopoly.
Clue? I love Clue. I guess we
Yeah.
can say that.
I'm going to say, like, Ticket to Ride is phenomenal.
It's weird. It's always like there's the board games that we all played as kids,
I think that's
And
what he
then-
wants to avoid.
and then in the last 10 years or so, there's a whole bunch of new board games.
I think
that
that's
come
what he's looking for.
I mean,
Lords of Waterdeep.
Lords
yeah,
of
I was gonna say
Waterdeep
Lords of Waterdeep
is
really
awesome.
good.
Ticket to Ride is awesome. Betrayal is really, really, really good. Yeah, I mean, those are 3 good ones. Go
Actually,
buy those ones
honestly,
right now.
I know it's almost getting to Monopoly like levels of popularity, but if you like games where you must trade resources, why not Settlers of Catan?
Also very good.
Really, really, actually very good game if you haven't played it.
All right, get those 4 games. All right. If you had $10 million, would you give me $15?
Sure.
No. I'll give you 10.
Well, then they have to give $15 to everybody who comes along.
That's
I'm
true.
pretty sure Lord Husk has given us more than $15 over the years. That's who that is.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's why I was so mean.
Nice.
What? That's not a... How does car?
How does car?
That's a...
Car
Come
does.
on.
Car does because that's what car do.
That's a good question. Have you ever turned down a gig?
Only if they were non-paying gigs and were required us to do a lot of work.
Yeah, I think we have said no a few times.
Certainly, yeah.
The 4 exposure gigs are hard to accept because even if they're really good, it's just like, I know that you're well-intentioned, but I only have so many hours in the day, and rather than work on your project to give you like free content, I could do something I enjoy, such as relaxing or playing with my pets, right?
Not a lot, though.
Yeah, and there's also, there's the basically not turning down gigs, but if somebody is requesting something and we give a quote, which is the actual cost, what we believe it will cost, and it's more than they are capable, more than they are prepared to deal with, then we don't get. That's sort of turning it down in the sense that we aren't willing to lower our price until they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how it works. We have to make sure that we're at a certain level. But I think turning down gigs is definitely something that you have to learn how to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used, when I was a web developer, I used to do it fairly often too. So it's just something that has to happen. Otherwise you get way overwhelmed.
What? Well, somebody says League of Legends, ?
Oh, yeah, Kathleen, on stream the other day, someone wanted to know what your username on League was.
Huh.
And we're like, no, that's not a real
I don't
thing.
actually play League. I wrote that as a joke in Commodore Hustle. I am terrified to learn how to play League.
That's fair.
Apparently, the new Blizzard one is...
Dota 2?
No, that's...
Oh.
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, Heroes of the
Right.
Storm
The actual
Hoss?
Blizzard one.
is supposed to be very, very good.
Hoss.
What game that hasn't been released yet are you most excited to stream?
Well, now, Metal Gear Solid 5. But more
Most excited
imminently-
to stream.
Geez, the game I was super, super excited to stream just came out. That was the re-release of Final Fantasy X.
Yeah. I'm excited for like Watch Dogs, but I don't know if it'll be that great to stream.
Yeah, I don't really have any games. Like the big ones were like Titanfall and Reaper of Souls, and those are now both out. So, and I've now streamed both. So
Yeah. frankly, I mean, to tell you the truth,
What's coming out?
I'm more interested. The games that I'm kind of more interested in streaming are like, older games that people might not have seen, or more sort of interesting things. Because it's like, when, for instance, when like Titanfall or Watch Dogs or big games come out, there's 50 people all streaming it, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
And so it's not that interesting to me. But if you can sort of introduce people to a game they may not have thought about, or may not, or have, played but don't really remember, that can be quite fun.
All right. Do you consider yourselves adventurous gamers, or do you prefer to stick with the tried and true systems?
I like trying new stuff.
Yeah, I don't. I think everybody here is.
Yeah, it depends on how you feel.
Yeah,
Like, sometimes
absolutely.
you just want to kind of relax and something.
Andy says, "How would you introduce the Stig?" I.e., some say that blank and that blank.
Kathleen, this seems up your alley.
Some say, what's it? Some say blank and that he blank.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
and
so
that
the way that he always introduces the state.
Yeah.
Some say he's crafted entirely from wicker twigs, and that if you light him on fire, a vision of the queen will appear. All we know is that he's called the Stig.
There we go.
Nice.
That was good.
All right. Bart asks, Cartman or Kyle?
Kyle.
I went with Cartman only because I had seen Kathleen go with Kyle. It barely changes the game.
And
this is a
And Stick of
and
Truth.
Stick of Truth.
Oh, okay.
And more on topic, are the tennis balls seen in Commodore Hustle loading time the ones we ordered?
Yes.
Yes.
We're finding a tennis ball shooting machine.
We got a good deal on those.
Can we still get the Loading Ready Run sleeves and play mats?
Yes, they're shipping over now, and they'll be fulfilled very soon. And then once the pre-orders are fulfilled, the rest of the back stock will go back up on the store.
But we're letting pre-order people get their hands on them first.
So that we make sure that we don't
Oversell.
screw anybody out of their order. So
Clayton, when would you guess the current Moonbase will hit peak LLR? It's LRR. Come on, guys. And a new facility will be needed to be found.
Well, hopefully never, because we're not going to find a better deal than this.
I mean,
we would have to.
we're pretty much like,
we would have to expand quite a bit.
yeah, like
to need a new space.
for our day-to-day operations, the space works really, really well. And to be honest, it actually we should find ourselves with a little bit more space next year without having to do a weekly sketch. We might not need as many props, which means we might be able to get rid of some and
Or
make a
put
little
them-
bit of
maybe we
room.
can put them into cold storage.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we get a storage unit or something.
So maybe that's a little bit more space. For Desert Bus, we're already at that. Like
Yeah,
we
we're at
need
sort of max
we need
Desert
more
Bus.
space for Desert Bus. We make the space that we have work, and it will continue to work. But
having a larger space the whole year just for Desert Bus doesn't make
it
any
does
sense.
does not make financial
if we
sense.
could find a
So
larger space to Desert Bus in this year, that would be better, because we're actually really short on what we call administrative space. And the issue with Desert Bus last year is that in order to make enough admin space for Desert Bus, we had to tear up like our podcasting office, our editing office, and all of that stuff.
well, I mean, we've done that every year since we've been here, right?
Last
I mean,
year
it was
didn't get
more
put
of a.
back.
It was more of a. It had greater impact last year.
it's going to have
We're doing
way
so
more
much
than
more stuff.
it's going to have way more this year.
I know.
Not okay with that.
All right. So when are you guys getting bought out by Facebook for $2 billion?
Whenever they want.
Already happened. Come on.
Do you know the kind of cool crap we could do with $2 billion?
We'd have to do it for Facebook.
We'd make no. They want to buy Loading Ready Run. We can leave with our $2 billion and then do amazing internet entertainment stuff.
Usually, as part of the buyout, you have to stay there for a bit. You can't just buy it and then they leave.
Whatever. Is there somewhere we can lobby for games to be streamed? I mean, yeah, if you want to, in the forums, there's a Loading Ready Run or Loading Ready live stream forum with all of the separate shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and depending on the different streamers, I know Alex has put up a couple of different voting threads about what he's going to stream next, and we have done one for GPLP and stuff. So some streamers, I think Beej has a pretty good idea of this kind of the stuff he wants to play.
Yeah.
Because he's got a big backlog and things. But
You can send us tweets too.
But yeah, tweets or emails or talking on the chat. I'm sure, if you, depending on which streamer.
Full disclosure, I will not reply to any of those emails.
No.
Because all I will say is, thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah.
We'll consider it. So
Yeah.
the forum is probably your better bet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm so close to the window, I look super pale compared to
you
you
really
guys.
do. Okay, well, a couple more questions and then we'll be done. So, are you guys gonna play Goat Simulator on stream? Yeah, I assume.
Almost certainly.
Alex
yeah.
will be all over that.
His stream is on launch day. That's happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice, okay.
the text I sent to him was, so Alex, is there a universe in which you are not playing Goat Simulator on launch day? And if so, how did you discover a portal to this alternate universe? Because it's clearly not this one. And he's like, wait, it comes out on Tuesday? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, oh my God.
Nice.
Also, that alternate universe seems like
It's not
cold,
as fun.
a very cold and
A cold and unfeeling place. In the
yeah.
grim darkness of that alternate universe.
I would not want to live in that alternate universe.
All right, 2 questions. One here specifically for Graham. What are your thoughts on the Undertaker streak potentially ending?
It's not going to. Not against Brock Lesnar.
Clearly
the
not.
only way they would ever end the streak is to give a massive push to younger talent who they actually have under contract. They only have Brock under like an appearance contract, and he's a wild card. And they would have to have so much faith in someone to actually have them. They could have done it a couple years ago. They'd done it like when it was like 15 or something. When he was 15-0, they could have done it. You know, against like, was it The Miz? I can't remember. Or they could have done it against
Whatever
CM Punk.
happened to The Miz?
Oh, he's around. They could have done it with CM Punk like a couple years prior, but after like the him versus Shawn Michaels and then the him versus Triple H, and now just against Brock, there's no
I think
way.
he'll just end up retiring undefeated.
Yeah,
when he goes 20-0.
At this point, he's 21 already.
Oh dear God! Wow.
Yeah. At this point, the cycle
I thought he
is
was like 19 or
at this point
18.
the cycle is Undertaker starts showing up in February, doesn't wrestle, shows up to tease whatever match is going to happen at WrestleMania that year, wrestles at Mania, and then goes away for 10 months.
Recovers.
This is an old guy.
Exactly. Exactly. He probably should have retired by now, but
It's going to be...
he's a big draw.
They'll do like, he finally loses, except he's reborn as a different wrestler who is also named Undertaker.
Yeah. All right, last question is how many people have blamed us for their addiction to Magic the Gathering?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Quite a few.
Quite a few.
Hear that, Wizards marketing department?
Yeah, quite a
Feel
damn
free
few.
to
which we
reply Wizards Marketing
Yeah.
about that.
To which we say, sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. But
It's a fun game.
Yeah, this is, misery loves company.
Yeah.
We have we got into this and are also, if you see the number of Magic cards that we have, so it's
Let's
not
not
like
talk-
we got out of this unscathed.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
not talk about the amount of Magic cards in our overflowing living room
I'm going to put that
shelf.
guy in a commander deck.
the Inaba bodyguard.
Yeah, I'm going to make a Minotaur deck.
Sweet.
Anyhow, Magic is fun, and I really like it, and I only play mostly casually, and it has allowed me to meet a lot of new and interesting people whom I really like. So
I hope that through the tap and sometimes with the Friday nights and a few other things that we have talked about some ways to play Magic that aren't ridiculously expensive. So you don't have to be, as we talked, playing the crazy legacy deck to have fun at Magic.
Vintage or bust.
No.
Yeah, you can grab all your tokens and your land and play whatever ridiculous thing we were playing on Friday nights.
Yeah.
Kitchen table Magic doesn't have to be expensive.
No,
Yeah.
it absolutely doesn't.
Just play with your friends.
All right, guys.
Wow, we answered so many questions.
That was a lot of questions.
Love it. All right. Thank you for the questions.
Yay!
Hey.
And, you introduced it, so take us home, Kathleen.
What do I say at the end?
I don't know. I just usually say goodbye.
Okay, thank you for joining Loading Ready Run. Goodbye.